Very Odd Parents. You guys remember that show, Very Odd Parents? They look like the black and white version and gay version of the Very Odd Parents. And he looks like Dexter's Laboratory. Oh, Lord. You remember that, right? Get out of my laboratory. That's one of my favorite shows. Dexter was ill. It's called Loud House. It's one of Nickelodeon's animated series that will be taking a huge step forward in representation. In Wednesday's episode, Clyde gets dropped off at his best friend's house by both of his dads. Only in America. Ain't that America? Clyde's parents are voiced by Wayne Brady and Michael McDonald. Whether it is in animation or live action, the representation matters because animation is traditionally for younger viewers. Animation may even matter more. The stories we learn shape who we become as adults. While couples of all different genders don't receive the same amount of acceptance, it is important that our stories represent them also. Clyde, the resident blurred and wingman on the Loud House, can now become a reference for any child with two dads. Reggie B, do you remember maybe like 2 years ago we had a conversation on sexuality, and we had a gay man, we had the try everything sexual from Atlanta. Do you remember that?
I don't remember the conversation itself, but I remember that.
Okay, so that was a long, long time ago. The gay guy that we were speaking to was a hairdresser out of New York. He was a white male talking about his marriage to a black man. And when I saw this is what I thought about. And you remember they had twins. They took sperm from each one of them and impregnated their best friend, and so each child has the DNA of each father. That's what I thought about when I saw this article. And just how are these, I wonder how the children will be raised and how, how they will be criticized later in life, or let's go back to the thing that they said. Representation, or what a child sees visually and experiences in life, shapes the rest of their world. So when you have two dads, my two dads, you remember the show back in the 60s? Maybe it was the 80s, because I'm kind of old. It was the 80s? My two dads. And, that was controversial because it was two men living in one house without a female, and they weren't gay at all. And now in 2016, we got cartoons with two gay dads, my two gay dads. So I just wonder, and I contemplate whether or not we have any type of science that states that children from gay households turn out differently than children from two-parent households. And Anari made a comment a long time ago, because we had the conversation about why some people have two moms or two dads, and he was just like, well, it seems like gay people, because gay means happy, so kids out of gay families must be really happy, huh? He was a little kid, but his logic may have been skewed a little bit. We do have a call on the line, 617-282-0062. Good Rising, caller, you're live. Good Rising.
Oh my goodness, that report right there just made me highly upset, because that's a situation we've been talking about for a little while, like, them doing stuff like that, that's like, to me, it's like hell on earth right now. Ain't no going back, you know what I'm saying? Unless we really leave these people, I don't know. If the question is immigration or segregation, you know what I'm saying? That's the question, but like, I'm really not feeling none of that stuff right there. That's hell on earth. That is terrible. That's all I want to say. It's terrible.
You don't want to watch? You sure you don't want to watch the show? Come on, let's watch it. It might be good. Might be good for you. You might like it. He's laughing at me. Said I'm not feeling it. This is a West Indian radio station, so you do know all phone lines are going to lead to, what is this foolery? All phone lines.
Serious? You like two dads raising a child? I'm not. That's oh man. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Like you say, get off the soapbox, because it's just like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to say that. That's all. But
good rising. Good rising. I hope you have an amazing day. I love it. Appreciate you. You don't have to agree. You definitely can call 617-282-0062. Good Rising, call you live. Good Rising.
There's a black scientist out
Yo, he
there.
has a new number.
He said that the point of the fruit is with increasing the care population. You can Google it on YouTube. It's a heavyset brother, and he has a whole dissertation on what they're doing to the fruit.
Yeah, he has a new number.
The second reason why you have so many homosexuals is all these young boys are raised in single mother homes who talk about these hate men don't need men, so the young boy doesn't want to grow to become a man.
So what you're talking about is the effeminization of the black man. I can't think of his name right now, but he has like one earring that dangles down like Milli Vanilli. And he has been doing a study for many years about how not just genetically modifying cells, but food is the cause of the effeminization of black men.
Yep, he's been on a couple of shows. Another thing I was going to say, ironic.
Let's see if we can get him.
You've never seen a homosexual come from a strong family that has a strong black man and a strong woman. Every homosexual I met, single mother home, street thug who went to jail, got raped, or a group of white folks. It's one of the three things.
Mr. Nubian, you know I love and appreciate you. You don't have to agree with him, but you definitely can call 617-282-0062. I'm gonna go ahead and reach out, see if we can get the, what is his name? Effeminization of black men. I can see his face as clear as day, but I can't think of. No. Well, wait. So if you Google, I want you to do me a favor. Google the effeminization of black men and go look at the photos. Please go look at the photos. Like, it's all hip hop, everything. You won't. Just go look. Do Taylor? How you spell effeminization? EFFEMINIZATION. EFFEMINIZATION of the black man, and you will see that it looks like, if you knew nothing about effeminization, you would think that hip hop and effeminization of the black man went hand in hand. You would think they were one and the same by just looking at these photos. You would honestly believe that they were one and the same, nothing different. Really quickly, we have one more call, 617-282-0062. Verizon, call you live. Shut your radio off for me, baby.
Good morning, how are you doing?
Harrison, tell us about what the Bible said about effeminization of black men.
Of course. It's a program, right? It's to control the population first. But also, remember who we are, okay? We are the Jews, the true Jews of Israel. We are, okay? So when you see all these things happen to us, it's because they want to destroy us, okay? And what is the disease that comes from doo-doo? We find in plants and stuff.
Are you talking about fertilizing?
The disease, that's when they spray the water containing doo-doo and the plants get contaminated.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what he's talking about is that it's like the runoff from farms, and it's collected, and it's so nasty, and it's filled with so much bacteria it turns pink. Salmonella? Is it salmonella?
I think so, something like that. So why do you have to play with shit?
I did he cuss? Did he? Listen, Harrison. I love you so much. I'm gonna beat you, Harrison. I am seriously going to beat you. For y'all who didn't hear what he said, I'm gonna beat Harrison. He knew better. You know better, Harrison. What do you think, Jesus? I'm telling Jesus, okay? Oh, Lord. Harrison, I love and appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day. The doctor's name is Tyrone Hayes, Hayes, Tyrone Hayes. And the article that I just pulled up from Democracy Now! Is that they are trying to silence the scientist Tyrone Hayes on being targeted by herbicide firm Syngenta, and Syngenta works hand in hand with Monsanto, and Monsanto works hand in hand with the government and the FDA, who works hand in hand with trying to make sure that you are no longer living. There was I posted this a while ago, but there was a lecture done on cancer-causing carcinogens and Reggie, what's the Fukushima? What is that? Radiated milk. And that radiated milk was the cause of cancer and other diseases that are known in our community. And they went ahead and did a side-by-side photograph on the people in New York in different boroughs that had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, cancer, and diabetes. And next to that photo, they had another photo of all of the milk that was radiated and where it was located or where it was distributed in small markets, like a little Happy Market down the street or a little bodega down the street versus, you know, these were bright red in like Black communities. And then in affluent communities, it was like scattered little pink dots. So I'm going to try and find that. It's been a while since I posted it. I'll try and find it. I'll post it for you if I find it. But the good guys, this is a new article. The good guys are looking like bad guys. A sickening video shows the U.S.-backed Syrian rebels taunting and then brutally beheading a young boy because he was a quote-unquote spy. And when I tell you that baby's like 6 years old, and they just decapitated him and accused him of being a child soldier. The boy was arrested for being a spy for the government-supported group Al-Quds. Fighters laughed and joked before beheading the boy in the back of an SUV. But these are the good guys, and they are the U.S.-backed Syrian rebels. You don't think that he has a daddy that's going to want revenge? And since we're the ones funding the good guys who beheaded his son, who do you think that they're going to want to come after? Now, I don't sit here and condone anybody's violence. I don't sit here and condone anybody's behavior that leads to violence. That is not what I'm condoning. I want you to understand what it means. What it means to have revenge, to be angry, to be upset, to want answers. For a government to answer to their crime, and you can't take them to court. So what else are you supposed to do? You got to do what you got to do, right? That doesn't mean that we're going to live in, you know, happy times. It's not going to be sunshines and apple seeds all day. Some people are going to try and get their revenge, and it's going to look like terrorism. There's a lot of people that's not agreeing with me, and I get it. Tayla, how can you sit here and side with them and all of the hate that's entered into their heart and all of the hurt they want to do to Americans? I just want us to understand. Let me say something that's going to piss a lot of people off. Mm-hmm. When you think about Black people and you think about the history of America, when you think about the history of what has happened to our people and the fact that we want revenge and we're angry, we're upset, we want answers, we want restitution and reparations, and we're not receiving it. But we feel just because we are, in a sense, a little integrated and feel like we have a little power and we're not as suppressed as we used to be. So I'm okay. I'm content. Now imagine you lived in conditions, or like we have in Detroit, situations where you can't take it. Now they're thinking that their neighbor's their problem. They don't have the understanding like the Syrians to say that, no, I think United States might be our problem. Afghanistan, I think the United States might be our problem. Iraq, I think the United States might be our problem. So they go out and seek their revenge. You don't think for 5 seconds that there might be some validity in their anger. Do you see what I'm saying? I know you don't have to agree, but I just want you to understand that it's not always what it's cracked up to be on mainstream media. Oh, we're living peacefully. We're just trying to help them with their democracy. And you know, we're doing the right thing. We're sorry that we just blew up 50-something people that were, civilians. They had nothing to do with being rebels or anything else. We apologize. But that's just collateral damage. Don't worry about that. I just think about it, all right? We have a call on the line. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Good morning, Taylor. How are you?
Good rising, good rising. I love that bass, though.
That's that late night work or early morning getting home. I don't want you to not miss all the news you have for us this morning. What you're saying here is so clear. I'm going to throw a few hints for people to just go analyze after they get a chance. One, this is the same America who put Nelson Mandela and locked him up.
Called him a terrorist.
7 years of captivation. Kept him in the terrorist list until 2008. So gave him a Nobel Prize. This is the same America who banned the Mucho Bantan songs because the LGBT felt like Boom Bye Bye was a targeted violent song. They forced him into a turn not to play the song in the radios. Boom Bye Bye. This is the same America who done too many accepted coups in the country of Haiti. Do you remember one time Jesse Jackson? They put him into a detainee in Haiti because we didn't like the Americans just for the stuff to do with collateral damage that was done. And thank you, Mr. Clinton, when he decided to tell Mr. Aristide, you don't need farmers, we will feed you food. Eliminate all the farming in 1994, and we'll return you back home and agreed and signed. Now, let me ask you all this, after said all that. Do you guys believe if one day Nelson Mandela's people were upset about this and they decided to react, or the Haitians or the Jamaicans were reacting towards what we did to Boulevard and after Boom Bye Bye for those who really didn't care so much about that society? That's all I had to bring as awareness. Like you were saying, Taylor, we don't have to agree with what you're saying, but just people open your mind a little bit. Stop letting the media feed you crap. Lionel, that was on the show. I've told you guys many times. Pay attention. I will continue.
And that was a white man. I thank you so much for your truth. I thank you so much for your honesty. Yes, baby. Yes. Reggie B, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. What I wanted to say, going back to the word revenge, for those that are, from back in the days, watching all the karate flicks, the Bruce Lee flicks, and all this Bolo and all that other kind of stuff. Whenever somebody in their family got killed by a rival dynasty, what was the favorite word that they like to use?
Oh, I will avenge my family.
There it is.
I will avenge my family.
No, revenge. I gotta take revenge.
No, it's avenge. I will avenge the death of my father.
And you know what? They didn't even care if they died doing that.
Yeah.
They were gonna do that. They were gonna get that person. So again, open your eyes, man. See the karate flicks too.
So there's what the validity is in the karate flicks. Don't listen to nothing else. The validity is in the karate flicks. Shout out to Reggie B. Absolutely right. But for real, go back to not just the karate flicks, but the overall what it used to be. What it used to was. I will avenge the death of my father. I will avenge the death of my mother. Like that was the language, and that's how we reacted. Oh, Taylor, those were the times in which what? Yeah. In which what? Humans were upset and wanted revenge? Huh? For the last call, I want to play something for you real quick, baby.
It's like boom, bye, bye, in a body.
Hey. What you said they didn't want us to play it? Hold up. I'm sorry. I can't even play it for you guys because YouTube will discredit this whole show and steal credit for it. So we're just going to go ahead and let it play on air. You guys know the song. If not, go ahead and look it up. Boom Bye Bye by Buju Banton.
And I said, and if it's really actual, she still not go fed.
Ain't you gonna be getting out soon?
Who? Wait for it.
He got some shit for them. I know he does. Ooh, I know he does.
My computer acting up like more than usual.
But see, that's the thing. A lot of black folks will tell you, no, don't start talking like that. You know, that's disrespectful. Or let's not get them mad and do this, do the right thing.
You know what they're really mad
Get
at?
the hell out of here with that.
Yeah. Nobody ever likes me. I'm over it.
Nah, get out of here with that. You need to set fire to their ass.
Here come the DJ and Mojo Man and Copy.
Hey. Okay. You got that? Can you feel it? I feel it. A fracking study. A study says that fracking may cause increased complication for asthma studies. I'm so sorry. For asthma sufferers. Pause. I don't know how many damn studies they need, because now they're over here saying that, fracking can be harmful to those that have asthma. We've already seen studies say that fracking is bad because it seeps into water beds and it seeps into aquifers, and then water is contaminated. Can we please utilize the damn sun? Can we please utilize the wind? Why are we continuously drilling over and over and over and over again? I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to leave it alone. Asthma patients are 1.5 to 4 times more likely to suffer from an asthma attack if they live in an area with plentiful or large fracking wells, according to a new study, which sheds light on the already controversial drilling method. It's common sense, baby. We don't even need studies. Everybody wants numbers. And I get it. Numbers. But can we have some common sense? You don't need numbers, statistics for common sense. Yesterday, let me be transparent. I was in a meeting yesterday and they were like, we need to figure out the solution to X. What is the solution to X? What is the solution to Z? Let's take a moment, since nobody has any great ideas, let's journal for a second. And then when we come back, we're going to share what we wrote. First and foremost, we're adults. If you can't open your mouth and say what you wanted to say, why the hell are we writing it down and then saying it? Open your mouth. Did Tayla write down? Hell no, I didn't write nothing down because I know what I'm going to say. First and foremost, we have programs out here for whatever problem there is. Whatever problem you can think of, because even God said ain't nothing new under the sun. This solution already been found, baby. Why are we trying to reinvent the wheel? Does anybody here have any great idea? We have doctors, people with master's degrees, people with PhDs sitting around a table having a conversation. What are we changing sitting around having a conversation amongst great minds? There's nobody here who's sitting at this table who needs help making up their mind. There's nobody at this table that needs help to understand how their mind works. Why are we talking to each other? Why? And that Tayla, what would you like to say? I'd like to say that we have all the damn answers, Sway. The programs exist. T. Michael Thomas is a real person. The People's Academy is a real place, but he can't get a building. This is a solution to our economic development. This is a solution to our education. This is a solution to the wealth gap. But yet we're not taking this program and investing into it so that it can help us solve multiple problems that we're sitting around a table wondering, twiddling our thumbs, where's the solution? It exists already. It exists already. So why are we trying to reinvent the wheel? Hold on. I don't think a round wheel would work. Let's see if we can make a square one. Like, y'all sound like idiots right now. How are y'all so educated and dumb at the same time? This has been my problem with professors, with my teachers in life. Tayla, you have a problem with authority. No, I don't. I have a problem with stupidity. I have a problem with lack of common sense. Sometimes I can be a blonde. Sometimes I can be an idiot. I claim that all day. I'm not the smartest person on earth, but I think common sense is not common at all. And we have too many intelligent people with no common sense running the world. Our policies don't even make sense. We have laws that don't even make sense. And I'm not talking about the laws that are 150 years old that are still on the books, that you can't walk on the side of the left-hand street on a Sunday morning with 2 watermelons in your hand. I'm not talking about those laws. I'm talking about real laws here that have been enacted recently but still make no sense because they do nothing. but create more obstacles and hoops and ladders for us to jump through and climb up that lead to nowhere. Every day I fear for their lives. An Ohio sheriff urges civilian staff to carry weapons at work as officers heightened vigilance in light of the massacres in Dallas and Baton Rouge. Sheriff Richard Jones urges his civilian employees to carry their weapons while operating any department vehicle away from headquarters. He is telling them to take their guns to work. After recent attacks against police officers in Texas and Louisiana, Jones of Ohio's Butler County says that he fears for the life of his staffs every day, every minute, every second. Now you know how our black men feel. Now you know how our mamas feel. Now you know how these little girls and boys walking down the streets feel. Are you feeling it now? I'm not condoning violence. I'm just asking, do you understand? I will avenge the death of my father. Think about it. Prolific Hollywood director Gary Marshall, who was behind such hit movies as Pretty Woman and Princess Diaries, as well as TV Happy Days, dies at the age of 81. He died at a hospital in Burbank, California. He is best known for directing movies with actress Julia Roberts, such as Pretty Woman, Runaway Bride, and Mother's Day. Marshall also created popular sitcoms such as Happy Days, The Odd Couple, Laverne and Shirley, and Mork and Mindy. Mork and Mindy was one of my favorite shows. Because that's like the first time, huh?
No.
Is that what he said? I don't remember the show like that.
That's what he did. No.
No. You know why I love that show? Because even as a little girl, when I understood nothing, I still believed in aliens. And that was the first time it was like actually depicted that it was okay to be an alien. Like it was okay to communicate, live with an alien. And I thought it was dope because I lived in the age of Alf. I lived in the age of the Jetsons. I thought this was going to be my real life by the time I grew up. I thought we do have iPads and iPhones and all the things that were in the Jetsons. And iWatches. All this was in the Jetsons. This was foreseen back in the 70s. Boston police. This is actually an international story because you guys, I get my stories internationally. And we made international news. Hold on. Boston cops warned to Boston cops are warned to check their cars after officers' vehicles were tampered with behind the station and his wheel fell off as he drove away. Boston cop was driving away from the station when his wheel fell off. Mechanics found his vehicle was tampered with and lug nuts loosened. Officer wasn't injured, but the police are warning all cops to check their vehicles. This comes in the wake of high-profile attacks on officers across the country. My question is, does that officer have multiple complaints within internal investigations that have gone unheard? I'm not condoning violence. I'm just asking questions. I'll leave that right there. In other news, the LA sheriff who lied to federal officials during police brutality probe has a plea deal rejected by a judge because 6 months in prison is not enough. I think so too, darling. Virgie B, were you listening yesterday when I read a story about the police officer that killed a person, injured three others, and he was on administrative leave?
Is that the New York cop?
No. It was the New York cop, and Ari was like, he's white, huh? And I was like, how'd you know that? And he was like, he killed somebody, he hurt 3 others, and he's on administrative leave and not in jail. Damn, Ari. You know life like that, huh? 6 months is not enough. The ex-LA County Sheriff Lee Baca is accused of lying to federal authorities. He admitted ordering his deputies to intimidate an FBI agent. Baca faces a maximum of 6 months in jail as part of a plea deal. And we have, you guys remember Ike Talks, the sister from New York who was a district attorney. These type of stories we're going to go ahead and bring to the forefront next month when she comes on, because I have some questions about what kind of plea deal allows a sheriff to lie to federal officials, but yet 6 months is an appropriate sentencing. I have no idea how we live in this world And these are the laws in which that we live by. And these are acceptable time frames. It's acceptable for you to throw a man selling drugs, no weapons formed against him, on him. But yet a judge who lied to the feds gets 6 months, but a woman who lied to the American people and the feds runs for president. Like, how is this acceptable? No one? Do we not, Jules, close that door for me, please. Do we not have any type of civilian overseeing? Like, I really feel like if the civilians governed certain aspects of government, because this is what this is what voting is about, right? Is about us taking control of our government. We haven't had control from our government in years. When Bush went ahead and stole the election, literally, you know, there's a documentary that proves that Bush stole the election through rigged voting machines. There's a documentary. They have facts, they have proven facts, they have documentation, but yet nothing. The man still collected his "I used to be president" check. What is it, $250?
Something like that.
$250,000 a year? To George Bush? That's chump change. My daddy got oil money. Lord have mercy. What? Stolen oil money? Shout out to Reggie B. So you guys all know, and you saw it yesterday and all the memes today and all the memes all over the place about Donald Trump's wife stealing Michelle Obama's words. And now people are saying, like, listen, she stole 19% of her speech from Michelle Obama. It's really not that big of a deal. But yet, I could have sworn Martin Luther King Jr. stole like 2% of a paper, and yet he was labeled a plagiarist. So, no, I don't want to talk about how, you know, it's not a big deal, because it is a big deal when you're talking about, Michelle was talking about values. She was talking about morals. She wasn't talking about facts and statistics. She was talking about, when I was a little girl, these were the morals, values that were instilled in me that I am going to show you within the next 4 years of my husband being president. These are the morals and values that we stand on. These are the morals and values that you should trust us for. And she's like, hold on, but let me just use your morals and your values and go ahead and give this speech. I know the mayor has like 4 or 5 different people that work on his speeches. I know the governor has multiple people that works on his speeches. And I'm just wondering, did anybody else look at this speech prior to somebody at RCC writing it? Was there nobody else? It was just that one intern that wrote the speech. I love RCC though, absolutely. But that was an RCC speech though. Listen, I have a friend of mine, and so Tayla is a high school dropout. I'm a GED recipient. And so there's this running joke between my friend and I. It's just like, Tayla, that was a real GED question. Like, can you talk to me like you have a degree? Because right now you sound like you're real GED right now. And that is what her speech was. That was a GED speech yesterday. There was let's tell the truth. I promise to tell the truth every time, all the time. We currently have a caller on the line, 617-282-0062. Go rise and call you live.
Hey, Taylor. You got me over here crying, girl.
I'm serious. I can own me. I can own me all day. And that was a GED, RCC, like, that was not okay.
Oh, God. Stop it, Taylor. I can't stop laughing. It's making me forget what I wanted to say. I'm sorry. Okay, a GED speech. I swear she went and looked up Obama's wife's thing. I swear she did. It just clipped out what she wanted. He tried to go around it, but it didn't work.
It didn't.
Oh my God. Taylor, you still there?
I'm still here. I'm still here. Just listening, baby. I'm just listening.
Oh, but that was crazy that she did that. I mean, it was like word for word. They kept putting the pictures up next to each other when they were saying them. It was funny. It
was hilarious. And she didn't even have the same passion. Like, my parents taught me at a young age. I was like, hold on, pause. Was Donald Trump talking about immigrants like you or immigrants like his daddy? I'm trying to understand who he was talking about. Hold on. What did Val Beats? Shout out to Val Beats. I love Val so much. I was listening to the show, Good Life Morning Show, yesterday, and Val Beats said if Trump's wife picked up the phone and you were calling customer service, you'd hang up on her. If Trump's wife was customer service and you trying to get your phone bill paid, you would have said, "Can I speak to customer care, please?"
She does have that voice like, "Hi, AT&T." But listen, y'all, you made me forget several things. You got me laughing, messing up on the words and stuff. You got me cracking up. But we'll get back there. But Anari, he was 100. Tell him I like that.
The kids were on the show yesterday. I posted it up on YouTube. It's currently on Facebook. Anari and Asaria get more views than I do. These kids got hundreds of thousands of views, and they're so silly. I received so many messages yesterday about, and Reggie B said it this rising, about how Anari and Asaria need to be the co-hosts, how they should have always been the co-hosts. I don't even know why you ever had co-hosts when you have kids. They should have been your sidekicks. Are you going to bring them back? There was a lady, she said, "Are you going to bring them chilling back?"
Chilling.
I said, "Whatever you want, baby. As soon as they come back."
Yeah, but I'm cute with what you said. What you had said about the cop. You said, "What do you think that cop is?" He goes, "White." You said, "How do you know?" "Oh, killed one person, shot 3, and got administrative leave."
Exactly. That's my baby. He knows something. He don't know everything, but he knows a little bit. Let me get some more. Absolutely. Thank you, baby. Thank you.
One thing. You had somebody on there singing a couple of days ago, a bunch of little kids, right? 16, 17.
A to Z talent. A to Z talent. Them babies can blow.
Listen to that. I can go on the page and look that up, right?
The Facebook page.
Everything. So I'm gonna I've been slacking on my pimping when it comes to these mixed clouds. I have about 25 mixed clouds in my computer that need to be uploaded. But YouTube has every show for the last 4 months. I want to say for the past 4 months, we've been recording on YouTube and we've been recording simultaneously on Facebook Live. So I'm not on Facebook Live right now because my text messages are blown up. But yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love and appreciate you. Hope you have an amazing day today.
All right. Thanks.
Anytime, all the time. So let's not talk about Donald Trump's wife anymore, because I'm done with her. GOP Congressman Steve King accused of in-your-face racism after he said non-white subgroups had not contributed to civilization. Steve King is 67 years old. He said Western civilization contributed to most of the world. Where did any other subgroup of people contribute more? There was a black woman on that show. When I tell you her face got screwed up so bad, she was just sitting there. She was minding her business. The man next to her was doing the interview. And then all of a sudden he was like, what other subgroup has done more for America? She said, hold on, wait. And they stopped it. They were like, we're not going to have this conversation right now. We're not going to have, and he's just sitting there grinning ear to ear, smiling. I'm sorry. I got some country in me. My family came and gave me all of that country accent all the way back. But Western civilization contributed to most of the world. Where did any other subgroup of people contribute more? Pause. This is a problem. And I'm not saying it's a problem because a 67-year-old man believes that nowhere else in the world or any other subgroup of people contributed more. And technically what he said, the article doesn't say it, but he goes on to say how Europeans and Eastern Europe is the reason why the state of America is the state in which that we're currently in. Like everything about America is this way because of Europe and Eastern European ways. And if it wasn't for them, you guys would still be naked in tribes. Basically, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. That was opinion, not fact. My biggest problem is the reason why Steve King and many, many others believe this is because history and curriculum of history teaches them this. History makes you believe that your people found technology, that your people found astrology, that your people found all that life has to offer. That is false. Lie detector proof, that is a lie. Good rising, good rising. Open your eyes though. This is why I what is that? Somebody got books in here. You know I like books. White slavery in the Barbary states. We shall learn more about this in a moment. Sabir, I'm gonna need for you to be here at 5:30. So if you're here, so if you get here at 5:30, it'll really be 6.
I'm sorry.
So we can start at 6:15.
I'm so sorry. I got
The way your life is set up.
I know the way my bank account is set up.
Oh, Lord
6
have
or 6
mercy.
o'clock.
Lord have
The
mercy.
way my time is set up.
You know what? Creative, right brain people don't sleep well at nighttime. Because that's when all the creative juices, that's when God is flowing around the earth and all the energies can be picked up.
I'm so sorry. I'm starting going to bed like
Lies. Lies. I know the truth. You're not going to bed.
At 12 o'clock. I mean,
And you're going to go to bed at 12. You're going to fall asleep at 2. And then your soul's going to wake you up at 3 so you can read until 7 and then go to sleep until about 4:30.
I go to bed at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is good.
No, I like my time schedule because that's the way it's really going to
What time
work.
you go to bed?
You want me to tell you the truth or the lie?
You can do both because strangely mixed. So you can go both of them.
Okay, so the truth is, the lie is I go to bed at 10 p.m. The truth is I try to go to bed at 10 p.m. and it usually doesn't work out that way. So I'm in bed at like 2.
I'm so sorry. I'm here. You got me all week. We're gonna be rolling. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
I just said that last night. I'm gonna start going to bed early. I gotta.
It's not happening,
laughing,
Sabir.
man.
It's not. Do you know how many of us say we're gonna lose weight? That was 20 years ago. We ain't made that goal yet. You know how many people say I'm gonna quit my job? They still working where they started working. So we say we're gonna do something, but we know the truth, and we just have to be honest with self. So you're gonna continue reading, writing, and arithmetic. What is the 3 R's? How are you gonna lie to me in middle school talking about the 3 R's? I never understood that. Reading, writing, and writing doesn't even start with an R.
You know what?
But they lied to us though. They straight.
I never even thought about that till just now.
No, arithmetic doesn't. It has an R in it.
Wow, it do have an R in it.
Hold on, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't start with an R. No, R is not.
The D would be.
No.
Then when it don't even.
Oh, you're trying to
Yeah,
convert it.
Because I could be the N.
No, they've been lying to us for
D could be
years.
the T.
Kindergarten, reading, writing, and arithmetic, and you're like, yeah, those are 3
I
R's.
even thought about that when I was in school. I'm so serious, man. That's crazy.
I'm sorry. These are the things. This is why I'm up until 2 a.m. because I think about stupid stuff like that.
No, but you know they said Motown never closed either, because your creativity come in the middle of the night. That's what they told us in Motown. They said Motown.
I never knew that.
Yeah, they said because in the middle of the night you may have a song in your head, and you by the morning you forget about it. But what happened? They go straight to Motown, and the doors was never locked.
Let me ask you a question. Do we have a space where creativity can run wild 24 hours a day? We don't even have a 24-hour gym in this damn city. But yet we're an international city.
Oh, y'all don't have a 24-hour gym?
Nothing. At 617-282-0062. If we have an international gym, please, international. If we have a 24-hour gym, please inform me. Because that's the place I need to sign up for. Because at 2 is when I'm like, oh, let's do some sit-ups.
I don't like doing product placement. It is one out in LA that, it is like that. Y'all all have it.
But here in Boston, I have.
Say they do.
Listen, Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, we ain't got it. What are you talking about, South Boston? Who you talking about? He said,
I don't even know where Lynn at.
You know what? But don't act like when you go out of town, you don't say you're from Boston, though. Even though you're from Lynn. Lynn, Revere, all of them be like, I'm from Boston.
That's a Hawaiian dude right there, man. He's not even from here.
That's okay. That means he's indigenous.
That's right. All day. All day. Yeah, he is. They don't look like it.
We do have a call on the line. 617-282-0062. Good rising. Call you live.
Good rising. I was just going to be quick. There's a 24-hour gym in Stoughton. It might not be, Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, but there is a 24-hour gym in Stoughton.
And you know what? at that time, 2 a.m., you can get there in about 15 minutes. So thank you, baby. Love and appreciate you. Hope you have an amazing day today. Really quickly, Sabir Bey is in the building. Sabirbey. This is not his first time on the mic, but one of the things that I'd like for you to touch on is for you to articulate what I'm trying to say as far as Steve King letting it come out of his mouth that what has anybody else, what other subgroup of humans contributed more than Western civilization in Europe, in Europeans?
You said Moors already. You said it right there. You said it right in there, the Moors. You already said it. That was a code word. He was trying to let people know that it was the Moors who did it.
No, I don't think he was trying to do that.
You'd be surprised because everything is masonry. Everything is signs and symbols. So it's only for those that make hitching, you know.
And that's why our ancestors never wrote anything.
No,
they
we didn't.
Pictures.
You know, put pictures. I had. We would do sign language like football. Hey, you know, these are Masonic signals to throw your hands up. Distress signals. Could be. I don't know. Maybe I need to listen to it.
You know what I always wondered as far as education is concerned?
Is it education or indoctrination?
Indoctrination.
Okay, I need to know.
But even education. So, The Fifth Element, my favorite movie in the whole wide world, has always been my favorite movie since the first time I saw it. Have you seen it?
Yes. You're talking about what's his name in it?
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis and Chris Rock. But The Fifth Element is knowledge.
I love it. I love it. Oh,
Knowledge.
I love that movie.
Knowledge.
Kobe, man. But in that movie, do you remember when she first woke up in the whole microwave chicken aspect, and then she went back to learning, and it was nothing but photographs, like memes, basically. And I always wondered, even in a little girl, when the movie came out in '95, watched it in '95, and I was just like, I learned like that. Why? I want to watch pictures and learn all that. I don't want to sit down and read a damn book. Like I wanted that form of education in my learning at that time. And still as an adult, I see how our children learn. I see how memes are the biggest thing. And people aren't going to remember a book they read in 7th grade, but they remember a meme they saw 3 months ago for like 30 seconds. So why on earth haven't we utilized that? Utilize the fact that our ancestors didn't use words. They use pictures. So why don't we go back to visual learning, where that's where a lot of people's memory comes from. If you have me in a vehicle and you're like, Tayla, I'm kidnapping you, I know how to get home.
Hey, ask people who travel with me. They'll tell you, I can tell you what block to turn down no matter what state I'm in, because it's a vision with me. Like, I don't know the block. Like, I don't know the street, but if you put me there, I'm going to say, okay, now you turn here. I don't care what state I go to, I'm like that.
Taylor, how you remember how? Oh, because I saw that billboard, and then the billboard said XYZ, and it made me think of something else. And then over here, there was a dog running, and he peed on a fire hydrant. And I remember the fire hydrant had like a tint of blue because it was a weird, like.
But that's
and people don't even. They're like, "How'd you know?" I'm like, I don't know. Little visions.
And this is what happens. Even why you think they call it motion pictures? Like when you go to movies, motion pictures, like you said, when you're watching like Love and No Hip Hop, Atlanta and No Housewives, so you got stuff that's being played constantly every day, and in your mind you picture that. So when people, when the youth are older, or they watching it, what happens? You start acting that out because it's based on your vision. It's a picture that you have. It's the same thing with a Viagra commercial. When you're dealing with Viagra, they have the image of the dude holding the hose, and his wife in the window. She's waving. He's holding the hose, subliminals, and he's, then they shoot you the Viagra, saying, keep it up, directional. What is the symbol of the hose in the suds on a car? And his wife in the window, and he's smiling. He got the, you ever see the big cheesy? That's what they're doing. It's motion pictures. So Noble Drew Ali also said that we have to change the literature back in 1913. So the literature is what we have to change. Even in the newspapers, when we watch it, I get mad when I listen to radio now. Like I was listening to XM and I was getting pissed. I wanted to throw my cell phone at the radio. I'm in the car listening to Al, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So when you watch TV, you listen to the stuff on the radio, There's nothing real on radio. There's nothing real on TV. So now we want to know why our children are acting the way they're acting. At least at one time, they say TV had dignity at one time. It cut off at 12 o'clock. You remember? So now it don't even cut off anymore. You know what I mean? So how many of our children we have sitting right in front of the TV all night long? Think about it. So that, and like I said again, understand motion pictures. Falling asleep to it because it's in your subconscious mind now. It's the same thing when you watch those commercials. They only come on probably 11, 12 o'clock. The sex was the Viagra commercials. All the stuff is sucked in your subconscious mind, so you're going to act it out the next day. So what you just said, we saw around around. You said, I remember being here because da-da-da-da-da. It's the same thing with them. Well, Cam, I can't get it up. Let me go get me a Viagra pill. You know what I mean? I can keep it up with Viagra instead of you just drinking water. You know what I mean? So we don't drink water, and that's about being pushed to drink water. But
hold on, product placement. Are you saying water can work like Viagra?
Yeah, water. It was funny because when I used to do radio in Philadelphia, I remember having a bunch of young brothers in the studio. This was probably over 10 years ago. Dr. Sabir came in there, and Sabir was probably 70 then, probably 70-something then. He said, you young guys are here using Viagra. That's all you got to do is drink water. I was dying. He said, go ask my wife. At the time, she's in the audience. She was in the green room, and she only had to be in the late 20s. This is Dr. Sabir. Anybody know Dr. Sabir, how he is. But he's telling about 4 young brothers in the studio, you cats over here drinking Viagra. That's all you got to do is drink water. Why? Why water compared to Viagra? But this is what they push on our people. And we don't even realize that. It's deep. So you have to constantly keep putting images out there. Like I said again, this is why they cost up motion pictures.
So really quickly, you said something that triggered something for me. You said when you fall asleep to these things, or you're watching TV and you're laying in bed, it's in your subconscious mind. So I'm that person when my kids are watching television. Like, for instance, I forgot what movie they were watching, but there was a whole bunch of shootings and pow-pows. And in my dream, I was in a war fight with what was going on television. So, Tommy, catch this gun. Yeah, exactly. So everything that's going on in TV is happening in my dreams.
Exactly.
And everything as the youth did, I didn't understand it. As you get older, you understand it, but yet we understand about subconscious, but yet we still allow our children to watch, things on Nickelodeon with 2 gay dads and interracial.
You think that's okay now? You go to school, you'll see it. You'll walk the street, you'll see it. It's okay for 2 dudes to be together. It's okay for 2 women to be together. No, you need a man and a woman, But what happens, we're growing up and we thinking that's the way it's supposed to be. And then we have people who know how, in this media, know how to put these things into media. Let me show you how crazy this was. Did you see the video? Did I play the video for you one time when LL Cool J was doing a Gap commercial?
No, we talked about it. Do you remember I posted it? We talked about it. When he was like,
I told you that?
F-U-B-U. Yeah.
He said FUBU?
Yeah.
Remember I told you the whole setup, how 50 Cent did what he did? When he bought an ad inside of Empire, and he said, Empire is built. He said Empire, Empire is built off of power. Empires are built off of power.
I got you.
You follow me?
I got you.
So what happens, he did it because he knew how to actually make it happen. So people don't even peep that. But again, we actually don't realize it's in our subconscious mind. This is why they constantly bombard us with this over and over and over and over. So they don't have to do anything anymore. Now, like the preachers coming out talking about Black Lives Matter, Black Lives is some type of hate group or whatever. They're constantly bombarded, and they will back these people too to put that out there. But we have to know how to counter it.
But you know what? The KKK can adopt the highway, though.
But anybody can adopt the highway. We don't put our money together. We can adopt the highway, believe me.
You know what? Really quickly, I wanted to. There's this post. If you are looking for us on Facebook Live, my phone did. So it's
Phone did. See.
The phone did.
Phone did.
People understand it though.
I know. I got that. I'm with you on that.
But it will be on YouTube. If you can't watch now on YouTube, you can definitely check it out later. It will be automatically posted. Those who don't trade with their neighbors trade their neighborhoods.
Say it again.
Those who don't trade with their neighbors trade their neighborhoods.
Wow.
And that is Dr. Maskaya Kitu. I will butcher your name in a heartbeat. He is the Secretary General of the UNCTAD. Wow. So yeah, I saw that and I thought that was very profound.
Trade the neighborhood. Wow.
So for all the gentrification people, I don't like gentrification. Well, let me ask you: have you traded with your neighbors, or do you want to trade your neighborhood?
But they'll say, no, I want to move. There's too much violence going on. I was watching Barbershop on a plane, watching the Barbershop on a plane and how Ice Cube. And you know what's funny? When you watch certain movies, like I really liked the last Barbershop. I ain't gonna hold you. It was a lot that was in it about being a father and being in their life. And he was talking about, you know, he wanted to sell the barbershop to get in the safer part of the neighborhood. You know, and really Cedric Park was like, dude, like, do you really want to do that? And it made me think of Black Knight with Martin Lawrence. I don't know if you ever saw that movie before.
We talked about it.
Remember that? And he talking about giving up his he was like, man, get rid of the park, dude. Because he didn't have knowledge of who he was. And it made me think about that. Again, remember I told you motion pictures. So it's the images that we put out. So as I'm watching this movie, I look at movies different because I do film. So I'm like, okay, I see what he's doing. I like that. So like you just said, if you don't trade, you trade neighborhoods. You want to give it up. We don't have principles. We don't deal with morals. When I watch other, and I'm talking about so-called black people, when you see other ethnicities, like when I'm talking to people from Somalia or Haiti or Ethiopia, they have a community and they all pitch in all the time and they trade with each other. So we need to do that. And really a lot of them I don't think they watch the stuff that we watch.
They don't.
You know, it's like I told you, TV had dignity at one time. Now it doesn't have it, especially when it pertains to us. And even when I'm watching the Boondocks, you know, you ever see the cartoon?
I love.
You ever see the cartoon when the BET, you know what I mean, scenes coming up, that's destroying them mentally. And this is what is happening constantly, but we don't see that. But we keep pointing the blame at brothers on the corner. It's these program directors on radio. It's these people in film. You know, and you do.
I do have to say pause for a second because I recently applied for a program director position, and that's all it is. It's a position. Yes. Unless you actually, when Ari was talking about my son, I reference him a lot. Anari was talking about how he goes to the pool so often that the lifeguards know him, but yet there's a certain time that you can have free swim and a certain time that the group has swim. And I was like, if you know all the lifeguards, you should have been in there swimming. He was like, nah, I know the employees, not the owner. I said, oh.
I know the employees and not the owner.
I know the employees, not the owner. Yeah. Like, he understood that there's levels to this. And
yes.
we don't own the television stations. We don't own the network. So, of course, even the program manager, director only has...
He has to say, nay or yay. You know what I mean? It's him. Even in this industry, you got to go through 3 people before you get to the main person sometimes, even in this industry. So, you know, it's like I know Stevie Wonder. I know him. You know, I sit with him, but I'm like, it's somebody else really above him. It's his because he owns a radio station in LA, but it's really someone else behind him too. You see what I'm saying? So there's levels that you got to go through, and it's like nay or yay. This is why one thing I respect with DavidBanner, and shout out to DavidBanner, he was saying, I put my own money up to do what I do and talk you know, because I put my own money up. I like that. And I said, did people catch what he said? He was on the show talking about this, about I put my own money up so I can talk you know, I'm not getting it from nowhere else. I created my business.
So nobody can fire me. Nobody can dictate what I say.
Only I can fire myself if I choose to. Sabir, you're fired. You know, I can do that. Yo, you're fired, Sabir. I like that. So I'm sitting there like, I like this dude, but we got to get to him so he can get some other stuff. Let him know that he's not by himself. And that's where I'm at with all of this, because there are
and
a lot of
people. On Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. So, and it's a lot of people that's like him. A lot of people, but we have to do.
So we about to have Hidden Colors. Huh? We about to have Hidden Colors in the Strand Theater.
I don't know. We're gonna have Out of Darkness.
We'll be Out of Darkness.
You know, we got Out of Darkness up here, but I mean, I only had a couple copies. But we have to back those type of people, man. I like I said, those brothers really want to do something. I text D.L. Hughley the other day. Him, Jesse Williams, say, brother, we got your back, you know. But they don't see that nobody has their back. so they don't do certain things. That's why one thing is, again, I respect about what David was doing. I'm like, I like that. Okay, that's what's up. But we got to back it. If you don't see nobody's backing them, they're going to say, man, I'm done. I'm not fighting.
Yeah,
I feel the same way.
Yeah, there's no point in me fighting for
it's the
who?
same way, man. It's the same way. You know, and again, you got a lot of gatekeepers out here, too. A lot of gatekeepers out here. And they look just like us. It ain't always as European. It's brothers look like you and I, sisters look like you and I. You know, so that's how I see it. But we can't stop. We got to keep chipping at it, you know, and expose them for what they are. You know,
What does it feel like?
somebody's watching me. That's the joy right there.
You done
But
said some things. You done
that's the
said
real
some
thing.
things.
That's the real thing. I mean, this being in the industry, you see a lot of stuff, man. I'm seeing this, and it was Europeans. Every occasion I've dealt with, even in LA and how in California, I've dealt with, it was always one of our people who tried to stop me from getting to certain people. I can tell you stories from dealing with Eddie, dealing with DL, dealing with Stevie. It was always one of our people that would stop me from getting to them. And I would do the smart thing. I'd be like, oh, okay, not a problem. Chill out. I'll make the phone call. And you know what I mean? That's what I would do.
Oh, you like your position.
Yeah, you like your position?
I got you.
Man, I can tell you days people got cussed out trying to do that. Trying to stop me.
We got this is my favorite person in the whole wide world. Good rising. How are you?
Morning, Sister Taylor. Brother Kenneth, what are you doing?
I know who you are, baby. How are you, Brother Kenneth?
I haven't talked to you in a while. I'm making short and sweet. Earlier, right, you said about civilization of the black male. But the also turned it around so a lot of sisters are going gay. So the less sisters out there, is less for the brothers to get. So so it's turned around by being okay for sisters to be gay. That wasn't so cool in the 60s and in the 70s. Also, one more comment to what I was saying of the lot of DQs out there. For the word Valentine's show comes on from 10 to 1 every day. To the others, check the brother out, man. He's a good brother, a good show, some good information comes on,
So he
comes on informative radio. Get it on your phone or internet. Good brother, he's from the street. He used to be Chicago, then there in the prosecutor.
Before you got here, we were talking about defeminization of black men and the doctor.
You don't want to be the
Defeminization?
Yeah.
That's okay. Nice fucking deal.
Thank you.
Brother Kenneth, it was good talking to you. I hope to speak to you soon. Love and appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day today. So he's talking about, I'm not sure if I closed it or not. I think I did. The effeminization of the black man, and what he's saying is just like, there's less women seeking men because they are kind of going the other way too.
Well, you know what's funny? Someone asked me one time, somebody said, Sabir, if you had a daughter that was 17 years old and she met a guy that was like 40, 50, would you let her talk to her? I said, hell yeah. You better get them younger than that, because what happens, they're going to be lesbian by the time they turn 20. And it's crazy. It's sad. It's sad that it's like that. And I just said that just because they came at me like this. But when I was in Philly, I'm watching, like, I'm sitting here at 13, 14 years old. I'm sitting there saying, what do you know about sex? And you over here, young girls. It make me scared to have a daughter. What do you know about sex? They weren't even talking about dude sex. They were talking about sex with another girl at a young age. And I'm like, what are you talking about? This is what happens. But it go back again. Where are the fathers at in the household? Where are the fathers at, the mothers at in the household? I grew up watching Flip Wilson. What did it mean? What is, to me, I looked at Flip Wilson, it was a joke. I looked at it, okay, that's TV. But they do it a little bit too much, but that's going back to the subconscious mind again. Nobody can't make you gay, period. They can't make you. They're putting those images out there as if it's cool, though. But we don't know, because our children's mind are like sponges, man. It's like a sponge. They're going to suck that up. Oh, that's cool. That's okay. Like, I was watching SpongeBob when my son was younger. My son is 18 now. He was watching SpongeBob, and I'm watching the gay stuff that's in SpongeBob, like underwater. I'm like, this is insane. Like, they're doing it through the cartoons. They're doing it through the TV shows. But again, We have to get control of those media realms. No boycotting. Just put our money together. Let's make our own film. Period. That's all we have to do. You know, and we don't want to put up money to make it happen. A lot of us don't want to do that.
Because we don't trust where that money is going to. We don't trust who we're giving our money to and what's going to be done with those funds. And maybe that too has something to do with the subconscious and what we are taught on a regular basis, and not to trust. Don't trust those new over yonder.
Nope. I've been even the longest I've been doing what I've been doing. I went through ups and downs, even in the street dealing with that. How do you not trust a person? It's like you got to show me. This is me. If you show me once, I ain't rocking with you. And I've done that many times. I cut people off. But I can't just look at you and say, I don't think I'm going to trust that person. You know, I'm going to give you the opportunity to cut your own hand off. That's just me.
Give you the rope so you can hang yourself. 617-282-0062, Good Rising, call you live. I love that bass. Good Rising, King. How you doing?
Good morning, brother.
Bring yourself, darling. This morning, on my way into work, I was listening to you. What was the name of that cartoon you was talking about with the gay interracial marriage thing?
Yeah, so it's on Nickelodeon. It's on Nickelodeon. Hold on, give me about 13 seconds.
Nickelodeon?
Yeah, it's on Nickelodeon, and it is called, the episode airs on July 20th. It's called Loud House. The Clyde's parents are voiced by Wayne Brady and Michael McDonald. And it's called Loud House, Loud House. And say the last part again.
I was talking to my co-workers about it. I was telling them about it this morning. I was like, "You're out of your mind." And saying like that. I'm like, "Yo, man, you know what was going on with the real men at? There you go. You got to be collected in mind."
Yeah. So it's Clyde has two gay dads. One is black and one is white.
Wow.
Out of control. Out of control.
Well, I'll go ahead. Are you on social media? So I'm going to go ahead and post it on Facebook right now, and then you can go ahead and show them and say, I promise to tell the truth.
The truth. Be careful of people that can't say truth.
Who said that? What comedian said that? It was Cat Williams? I've been saying that for years. I promise to tell the truth. You can't even say truth. I don't trust you.
I don't trust you. You can't say truth.
So now I know it was Cat Williams.
I love that guy. Get to the dude.
Lord have mercy.
But again, man, they're going to keep constantly, like I said, I live out there, I see it. They're going to constantly keep making these kind of shows. These dudes that look like us going to take the pay cut, and they don't care about none of this. They'll tell you it's just acting. That's what they'll say. Oh, it's just acting. Don't worry about it. It ain't about nothing. But don't realize it's just the same. It's the same thing in hip hop. In hip hop, even on my show, I say we have a responsibility in media. It's a responsibility to tell the truth, but, I don't like to preach to the choir, but.
That's okay. We preaching. You can preach all you want. Preach. Come on.
Preach? Oh, you say, I'm not.
I love it.
They liars, man. I don't preach, dude. I teach the truth. Teach the truth.
Yeah, you can't even say it. You can't even say
it. The whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
So I'm over here trying to post on Facebook right now as far as this Loud family. Go ahead and look it up. LOUD family. What I say? Loud House can now become a reference for any child with two dads. His family is an avatar for every family like his to be represented and spoken for. Clyde and his dads will teach viewers that don't come from a two-dad household that they exist. While they may be different, they are still a family, and that is what matters. Kudos to Nickelodeon and the Loud House. We can only hope to see more representation in animation and live action as time goes on. We have a caller on the line, 617-282-0062. Go rise and call you live.
That's crazy.
Okay, but you're not live.
Well, you know what's funny? Because Nickelodeon, I think, is on Sunset Boulevard, too. Anybody about Sunset Boulevard, a freak strip.
Well, it's more than that.
No, I'm just saying, though, there's a little freak strip right there, though. But in L.A.
In L.A.?
Yeah, that's where
it's been a while since I've been to L.A.
Yeah, but you know what? I say Elijah Muhammad said, you know, you don't have to condemn a dirty glass of water, so they clean one up beside it and let the people choose it. So that's all we got to do is simply clean one up beside the dirty glass, but we got to fight a little harder. You follow me? We have to fight a little harder. So I see it all day long. Like I said, I live out there, but I'm saying I'm not going to stop, but I'm going to get to who I need to get to make it happen. But we're going to have to put our money together to make it work.
Hold on, why you want me to give you money? What are you gonna build a school? Where the money going?
Where the money going at? I tell people get the money to the show. Even with this, people don't even realize that when you're dealing with radio, you have to either advertise or sponsor to keep it going. This is why you have people like Wendy Williams out here talking the crazy stuff she's talking about and getting over $100,000 for that type of garbage she's talking about. Because the corporations put money up. Like when you watch the car commercials or any kind of commercial, those commercials are not cheap putting beside there. And then on top of that, she go get her own besides the network. And this is what's happening with Nickelodeon. Who do you think back in Nickelodeon?
So what I was going to say to piggyback off of that is I recently did a show on BNN. The Wake Up with TaylaAndre is not only on air, but we're also on television on BNN. And I did a show recently on corporations and how we used to have over 50 different corporations ran by 50 different individuals. Today in 2016, there are 6.
Yep.
6 corporations that own other stations and other networks. So you're getting the same message just through another median or through another name.
Yes. It's the same thing with banks. People think they got a choice in banks. When you study history, it's only about 5 banks. I think it's 5.
No, there might be 10 because I just read an article recently that there's a bank here in our community that owns the bank. Owns the bank.
But they go under different names. You see what I'm saying? You may think you're getting a choice, but not necessarily. You're not. It's all by the same people with different names. It's like, for instance, with Puffy. Puffy got P. Diddy, Sean John. What's the other name he got? Sean Combs. He has different names, but it's all basically ran by Puff. You see what I'm saying? And this is what is happening with the media. This is what happened with the banks. When we think that we have a choice in banking, when really you don't.
You don't.
Like the so-called bank coming out now. Like, take all your money out and
put it in the black bank.
Put it in the black bank. Well, what's the difference? It's still their bank.
FDIC.
Come on, man. It's still there. It's all the same.
When it says more insured, then we can move forward.
Yeah, but if you say that, then somebody will say, oh, no, you're hating. It's not about hating. It's about analytical and critical thinking. Like, why should I do that? I want to ask the question. And people don't like the truth. They love, what did Lauryn Hill say? Reality is what we need and fantasy is what we want. That's what Lauryn Hill said in her song. And she tried her best to put it out there. That's why she just walked away from it all.
Well, let me tell you, Lionel Media said something very similar. And he said that we want Jules, you remember what he said? We want the official version. Don't tell me the truth. Tell me the official version.
Yeah, but that's what they do, though. If you watch everything, let me tell you something. I'm going back. Elijah, the Quran, the Bible, whatever. They said Allah, they said the devil plans and the law plan, and the law is the best of planners.
Hold on. You know I'm slow a little bit. Do that again. That was a G moment.
The devil plans, but the law plans, and the law is the best of planners. God, whatever you want to call it, Jehovah, Jesus, whatever, is the best of planners. So you can plan all you want.
Right.
But the greatest plan is going to happen. It's happening right now. When you watch what's happening with the presidential election, what was going on?
Lord.
When you watch what was happening and you see the script with Trump's wife sitting up there reading the same thing that
Michelle Obama's
said reading,
2008.
Really, think about it. It's all written out already. The stories are all the same. But if we are in an information age, whether we say anything or not, it's going to be exposed. But now you need someone to actually analyze, get off the emotional tip, and let's analyze what they're talking about. Everything they do is scripted, down to Obama's speeches. Is script, like it's a movie. They have a plaque in front of them and they read off the plaque. You don't see the plaque because it's a clear thing. They're reading all what was written for them. It's just like acting. When you read a script, you're reading the script. It's not from the heart. See what I'm saying? When you look at everything that is happening, so now eventually everything's going to be exposed. And we are in that information age right now. This is why all this stuff is coming out, and they have to keep the propaganda off. Then they said, wait a minute, we got to buy ourselves or rent ourselves a nigga. It's called Rent a Nigga. And it's a book called Rent a Nigga too. You can probably look it online. Rent a Nigga. So what happens, people don't realize that. So now they say, okay, we're going to get their own people to go out there and put this out here. The same thing with this, that TV, the Nickelodeon thing. Who you just say, Wayne Brady? I heard it. I said, damn, Wayne Brady? He's in that? Really? He's a voiceover in that?
He's one of the dads.
Okay, so he's taking a what? A check. He ain't worrying about nobody knows children. Dude, I have children. There's certain things I would not do. And then going back to parenting again. They'll say, well, brother, would you take it to feed your family? No, I wouldn't. I could have stayed in the street and hustled. That's the case.
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
And this is what's happening. And I see it. And the thing is that when I hear people speak on things, I'm in the midst of a lot of that, and I see it, and I'm saying, damn, I can't do that, because it wouldn't sit right with me, because the stress will probably kill me.
You wouldn't be able to sleep.
Wouldn't be able, and that's stress. And that causes all kind of problems and illnesses and colon cancers and everything else, because it's a part of stress. And you know it's a lie, and you're living a lie. I'd rather be in peace and know I did good.
Ashe.
I mean,
You know what story we didn't get to, and I really wanted to talk with you about? So let's go ahead and do it. We'll do it off air. So those that are interested, we're gonna go ahead and Facebook Live and YouTube Live, so you guys can watch or check it out later on. But there was a story. There's a story that I pulled up, talking about how France is being looked at as having false information. Like, they're not telling the truth about what's going on.
I'm not telling the truth about what's going on.
I don't have it. I'll pull it up. We'll go ahead. French authorities accused of lying about the massacre. That's what it was. French authorities accused of lying about the massacre. So I had a lot of friends that felt as if I was being insensitive. I have a family member that hit a deer, and there was a lot of blood to clean up after hitting a deer. So if you hit 84 people, if you run over 84 people they were on a white truck, there was not one spot of blood. That's all you saw was bullets, and you didn't even see. There was nobody in the driver's seat of the vehicle. And
they found his ID.
Probably.
Then they said they found his ID. How is it all this stuff?
Hold on, I knew you gonna say 9/11.
Not even that. It's like everybody that got killed, they found something. No lies, a lot of you not. I was in the airport. I said, damn, I'm not gonna lose my passport, because damn, they mess around, say I did something, and have me on the news, say, here it is right here. This is the guy. We found his passport.
In a dashiki.
You have me on the dashiki, and I don't even wear dashiki. But this is what they do. I'm from the streets of South Philly. We did stuff. We never had nothing on us. We're going to take everything off of us, right, and do what we do, because we don't know what might happen. You know what I mean? How you going to, they said, if you watch the media, they said they planned it. When you plan something, you want to make sure you plan
cover all your
right way, right?
All your bases.
You know, even in the military, you say yes, your rank, your number, and such and such. That's what you say, right? In the military. So I'm saying, like, even these some dumb criminals, like they do in that TV show, Dumb Criminals. How could you possibly plan? If you plan, then you're not going to have a passport.
Hold on, they said that the boys, remember once upon a time it was 4 of them, and then it went down to 1 of them in Texas, planned to bomb all of downtown. They went to his house. He didn't even have explosives.
I talked to a lady police officer that was there. She said she argued with the police. She said, you know damn well, I went downtown in Dallas. I just left. They got cameras everywhere. If you pick up a pair of glasses, there's something going to beam directly on his glasses, right? Let's see what it is. In parking garages, downtown Dallas, and especially it was not far from where JFK got assassinated at. So if anybody ever been to Dallas, you want to see cameras everywhere. Why didn't you see no cameras nowhere? There you go. Why didn't you see no police? And actually I spoke with people that was in the military. They said, well, brother, not 1, not 2, not 3, many people. And when I was sitting with a couple at the house I was at, they said that we're not told we can't talk about politics in the military. In the military, they can't talk politics. They can't talk politics in the military. So they would say that I can talk it now when we're out of it, but we in it, we can't talk about it. So it was people in the military trying to say about the C4. My man, the lady that was at the spot said it, and a couple people that know it was in the military. They said if C4 went off somewhere, you'll level that garage. That's basically
really
level it. There was no damage. You see nothing inside the garage. I went past there. You don't see none of that.
So, but
no
hold
damage.
on. If you follow the reports, and you know they've been deleted, a lot of them have been deleted.
Yeah.
But if you follow the reports, it was 4.
Yes.
They said that there was 4. They took into custody a woman with a duffel bag in army fatigue. The shots were coming from different directions.
Yeah.
And that the whole city could have had bombs placed all over them. And then it went from the whole city having bombs in multiple places to him being fully vested, having a bomb on him, to the bomb squad activating a bomb in order to subdue him.
Yeah. Did you see any body parts? I just told you, if you walk through a parking garage, you're going to see stuff. Where's the cars that was damaged in the parking garage? Did they show any of that? If you blew somebody up, why nobody heard a bombing outside? Where? How? You talking about they said C4. Go back and listen to it again. They said C4. I just told you, no one heard a boom. Where's the damage at? Where's the smoke at? Where's the body parts at?
You know, they posted a picture. I think I still have it saved in my photos. They posted a picture of him supposedly having rubble over him. It was a real unclear.
Man, we got Photoshop today. You crazy. Like they always have to set their stuff up. This is why even when police officers shoot somebody, I think they got 30 days or something
Before they can, yeah.
So they can doctor
Get their story
stuff
up. Hell yeah.
How many times you going to say it over? Okay, say it this way, say it that. When they bring their specialists in, I told you, you have to watch. Everything is a story with them. It's a storyline. When they pay people. They have people on payroll to actually do these things. And then when I was in Philadelphia, I had a prosecutor, and I always tell a story to people. He walked out the law library with me and told me they pay people millions of dollars to confuse people. For you to come in and figure this out, you're good. So that means they don't never sleep. The FBI never sleep either. They open 24 hours like McDonald's. Never shut down. They're always there and they're watching everything. How can we do this? How can we do that? How can we manipulate this? How can we get, okay, don't send this story out, send this story out.
That sounds like Olivia Pope.
There you go.
Real life Olivia Pope.
Well, they probably, I don't even like that show, but they're probably telling you some stuff.
There is. The story was based on the woman that helped George Bush with the 9/11 ordeal.
Oh, she sleep on him too?
I don't know about that. I mean the 9/11, as far as framing the narrative of the 9/11 story, there was a fixer that George Bush worked with. And she's a black woman, and that's what Olivia Pope was based off of.
Wow. But they always get our people anyway. They always have to have our people in everything that they do. We are the creators of everything.
Hold on, pause. Because the politician just said, outside of the Europeans, please tell me what other subhuman group came up with, brought civilization to the world.
I just told you the Moors did. The Moors civilized Europeans. People don't understand history. When I say that, I'm not talking about blacks didn't do that. The Moors did that. The Moors taught mathematics. The Moors taught science, history, law. We did that. We civilized them. Europeans did not even bathe. It was us who taught them.
And they slept with their animals, which
and
they
slept with
still do now.
Did you see the movie? Even in Black Knight, it was a dumb movie. It's a dumb movie, remember? He sat at the table. And he said, tell me a little bit about your culture. He said, want to know about my culture, remove your dog from the table. That's what he said in Black Knight. Remember the scene?
You're going to make me go ahead and Netflix that real quick.
Go watch it. And they called him a Moor through the whole movie. So if I was
Blackamoor.
Yeah, they called him a Moor. And then they didn't say Blackamoor. They said Moor in there. But if I was there and heard that politician say that, or any politician, I just told you it was the Moors that did it. See, when you know your history, you don't fall for that black slave stuff. When Europeans come to me and say that, I say, no, we were Moors and we civilized y'all. We taught you this. We taught you that. I just showed you the book called The White Slavery of the Barbary States. That was the Moors that enslaved Europeans. We did a lot of stuff.
What are Barbary states? What does that mean?
It's just different states that Moors use. And we talk about barber. That's where the term barber shop.
That's what That's what I was
bearded person,
Mhm.
barber, a beard. We did these things. So when that politician said that, he's dealing with a bunch of black people. That's what he's dealing with. Black people knows nothing about their history.
No, there was only one black
No, I'm
woman.
saying he's talking to those people. I'm not her too. You could be the educated one too. You're just an educated Negro.
Lord of mercy. Sabir Bey, how can we find you? How can we listen to you?
Well, I'm on hiatus right now for my show, but you know, I'm on.
Yeah, right, because you've been on Big City 101.3
I've been
FM,
on a road,
like a co-host.
I've been like, I want to co-host with you. I like this, but I've been on the road really, and everybody keep asking when I'm going back, and I say when I get settled. I mean, I'm gonna be going probably to the middle of next month, you know. And but I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm always on Facebook doing videos.
How you spell Sabir? S-A-B-E-R? How you spell?
S-A-B-I-R.
Oh, S-A-B-I-R.
B-E-Y.
B-E-Y.
Yeah.
Like Bay.
Bay. Keep him at Bay. You know, that's what somebody told me. In that
Not Old Bay, though.
Yeah, not Obey.
Not that one.
It could be Obey. It could be. Could be that. Obey. And it's not a name. And I say this to a lot of people. People say, is Bay is a name? No, it's Sabir is a name. Sabir means to know or patient, and Bay means governor. So they're not names, they're titles. People don't get that. Like this saying Prince. Like my son name is Amir, but I always call him Prince because that's his title. They're not names, they're titles. We never had names, we had titles.
Well then, I'm about to give Anari a title and Asaria a title.
Go ahead. Give it to him. You gotta watch him. And then you say, okay, let's give him that.
Well, my son's the attorney and my daughter is the artist.
He's a lawyer. Let's call him jurist.
Jurist?
Jurist.
Well then his new name is Jurist.
It means law.
And the artist, what is that?
I would say, let me think. You know, that's what Prince was. Prince turned his name into the artist known as. I don't know. I got to come back to that one.
Okay, well, we'll figure. Well, they'll be gone for the next 30 days. So when they come back, we'll figure it out.
That'd be a tight title. And give it to him and rock with it. Why they call you jurist? Because I'm the law.
And you don't understand. He would take that so far.
I'm telling you that.
He would take that so far.
So when he do that, he'll say, "Why they call you George?" Because I'm the law.
Because I'm the law. That's Anari. That is
joke, right? They say if I had to do it, I'd name a Dookie. They say, "Why you name a Dookie?" Because I'm the shh. You know.
And God blessed you with no daughters.
Shit, I might have one and just name it that. I don't know yet.
Lord have mercy.
What's wrong with you, man?
Lord. Sabir Bey, Waking Up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I love and appreciate you. Today feel like a Friday, y'all.
It does. Freaky Friday.
Yeah, it feels like Freaky Friday. Do not forget. What is Saturday?
I don't know what's Saturday.
You know what Saturday is. Oh, yeah. We've had that conversation. That's actually one of the most popular shows that we ever had.
Really?
Was the Sabbath is on Saturday. And people like, hold on.
What are you talking about? Christians might say that. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
I go to church on Sunday.
Sunday is the beginning of the week.
Sunday.
And actually in the Bible it's written like that. The sun, it says S-U-N will come with great healing in its wings. It ain't spelled S-O-N. It's spelled S-U-N, which means the sun will come with great healing in its wings. So you get your energy from Ra, the sun. So everybody raise and say praise, honor to the Creator. Amen, Ra. Christians, Muslims, whatever it is. Amen, amen, amen. Everybody says Amen. Because no one gets to the Father, but what?
Through the sun.
Now, can you look through the sun?
Nope.
No, you can't. Can't do it. That's a whole science. We need to talk about that one day.
Hey, Sabir Bey, TaylaAndre. Do not forget, big shout out to our sponsor, ZC Boston. Some of the best food ever. I love their bento box. The teriyaki salmon is absolutely amazing. 801 Mass Ave. Free parking, free delivery. Delivery until 1 a.m. They are open until 2 a.m. $10 lunch specials that fill you up. Beef, chicken, salmon, anything that you want. Half price sushi on the weekends from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. Faith's Natural Beauty. Instead of going down the list of all of our products, I'm just going to say, Faith, can I put in an order, please? I need some Pum Pum Wash. I need some Great Rising Sugar Scrub. I need some of the Detox body wash, the Detox face wash with the green tea. I need some of the foot healing cream, because if you have like cracks in your feet or your feet a little rough, don't play like I'm the only one. Don't play. She has some foot cream and I would like another souffle. I want a different scent of souffle because I'm always with the rose infused scent. And I want to try something different because she has now she has mango, she has peach. And I heard some of y'all been going to the store asking for pum pum wash. The men been going in there for their girls. And if you have a daughter that's, going through her little transition, it is safe for the youth. So instead of a summer's night or an autumn's dusk, you know what I'm talking about. Just go ahead and get some pum pum wash. It's all natural. You can, if there was a label on it, you could read all of the products listed. All of Faith's products are edible. I would advise that you eat them, but they are edible. And if you couldn't eat your lotion, why would you put it on your body? Because your skin absorbs everything anyways, and it goes in. It goes internally, so it's essentially like you're eating it, but your skin is. So if you can't eat it and ingest it, don't put it on your body. Don't use it as makeup. Don't put it in your hair as shampoo or conditioner or face creams or anything else. If you would not eat it because you can't pronounce anything on the back, do not put it on your flesh, which then it eats it. It absorbs it. It eats it. Again, we are 3 days out from DavidBanner. Tickets can be purchased at the door. $25 can be purchased at the door for tickets. If you would like to go ahead and donate, all donated monies, every single last penny of donated monies is going to ensure that youth can attend the event for free. So I wasn't able to make the event free for everybody. That was my goal. I wanted everybody to walk in and not have to pay a darshkan thing, but I wasn't able to. So if you want to go ahead and sponsor a child, the tickets are $25 for everybody. If you buy more than 10, they're $22 each. So please, $25. You can go ahead and donate it. You can go ahead and purchase a ticket. Just make sure the youth is in the building. And when I say youth, I mean of all ages.
Can I say something?
You can.
I'm with you on that. And like I said, I will be there, and I would say, please come out and support it, man, because we have to start. They have to see that. They have to see us together. And really, this brother, like I said, I've been watching him for a minute. I'm saying, people say, well, he used to talk about this, he used to talk about that. But, some people do have a change of heart.
I used to talk about a lot of things too. That don't mean that's what I believe today.
We need to start unifying with our people, let them know that we're with them. You see what I'm saying? We're with these brothers who are risking, because I choose not to take that route, with them. But I said I'll back them another way. And this is why I would say to everybody that's listening, come out and support it, man. Come out.
Ashe. Big City 101.3 FM, Waking Up with TaylaAndre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you guys have an amazing day today. Mwah.
Hey, Sus One, the feature presentation. Listen, make sure you wake up with TaylaAndre Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Big City 101.3 FM. Wake up with the radio.
Sus One.
Politics, news, conspiracies. Wake up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. This is the type of stuff I'm into, all right? Make sure you tune in. Let's go. I gunshot me.